Hello, how is everyone doing? I'm Dr. William Kobayashi, specialist in urology and integrative men's health. Every single day, I receive messages from men telling me they're spending hundreds of dollars on prostate supplements, prescription medications, and complicated treatments, and after months of trying everything, they're still waking up 3, 4, 5 times a night to use the bathroom. They're still feeling that uncomfortable pressure, that burning sensation, that frustrating feeling that their bladder never fully empties. If this sounds familiar, I need you to understand something critically important right now. The problem is not that nothing works. The problem is that most men are completely ignoring one of the most powerful and scientifically validated approaches available. And it's something you can prepare in your own kitchen in less than 5 minutes. Today, I'm going to reveal the three most powerful juices that science has proven can significantly reduce prostate inflammation, improve urinary flow, and deliver noticeable results in as little as 14 days. I'm not talking about random health trends or unproven folk remedies. I'm talking about specific beverages backed by peer reviewed clinical research, studies published in respected medical journals that document real, measurable improvements in prostate health markers. And before I dive in, I want to ask you something important. Are you currently experiencing any urinary symptoms like frequent nighttime urination, weak stream, or difficulty starting to urinate? Let me know in the comments because understanding what my community is going through helps me create content that truly addresses your real needs. If this information sounds valuable to you, please give this video a like right now and subscribe to the channel, activating the notification bell. Every week, I publish content that can genuinely transform your prostate health, and I don't want you to miss a single video. Let's get started with the first juice, and I'm going to begin with what I consider the most underestimated one. Juice number one is pomegranate juice, and this is arguably the most scientifically impressive beverage ever studied in relation to prostate health. Most people think of pomegranate as just a trendy superfood, a colorful fruit that looks good in salads. But the research surrounding pomegranate and prostate health is genuinely extraordinary, and most men have absolutely no idea it exists. Pomegranate is extraordinarily rich in a group of compounds called elegitannins, which are converted by gut bacteria into a molecule called urolithin A. This molecule has demonstrated powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties that act directly on prostate tissue. The prostate gland is particularly vulnerable to oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, and urolithin A appears to specifically target the inflammatory pathways most active in benign prostatic hyperplasia, commonly known as BPH. A landmark study published in the journal Clinical Cancer Research examined men with rising PSA levels. PSA stands for prostate-specific antigen, a key biomarker of prostate health, who consumed 8 ounces of pomegranate juice daily. The results were remarkable. The doubling time of PSA, meaning how quickly PSA levels increased, slowed dramatically from an average of 15 months to an astonishing 54 months. That's nearly a fourfold reduction in the rate of prostate deterioration simply from drinking pomegranate juice consistently. But the benefits don't stop at PSA levels. Pomegranate contains powerful antioxidants, including punicalagins and anthocyanins, that have been shown in laboratory studies to inhibit the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines in prostate tissue. Chronic prostate inflammation is the primary driver of the enlargement and urinary symptoms that make life so miserable for millions of men, and pomegranate directly attacks this inflammation at the cellular level. Now, I want to ask you something important. Did you know that pomegranate had this level of scientific evidence behind it for prostate health? Most men I speak with have never heard this, despite the research being published in respected peer-reviewed journals. Tell me in the comments whether this is new information for you or if you've already incorporated pomegranate into your routine. For maximum benefit, I recommend 8 ounces of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice daily, ideally consumed in the morning on an empty stomach or with a light meal. Make absolutely certain you are choosing 100% pure pomegranate juice with no added sugars or artificial ingredients, as these additions can actually promote the inflammation you're trying to reduce. You can also blend fresh pomegranate seeds with a small amount of water and strain the mixture for a whole food version that retains even more of the beneficial fiber and phytocompounds. Consistency is everything with this juice. The compounds need to accumulate in your system over time to produce their full anti-inflammatory effect. Give it a minimum of 2 weeks of daily consumption before evaluating your response. Juice number 2 is watermelon juice, specifically cold-pressed or blended watermelon, including the white rind, and this one surprises almost every man I tell about it. When most people hear watermelon, they think of summer picnics and a refreshing sweet treat. They absolutely do not think of prostate medicine. But the science here is compelling, and the mechanism of action is fascinating. Watermelon is the richest dietary source of lycopene, a carotenoid pigment that gives the fruit its characteristic red color. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant, but more importantly for prostate health, it demonstrates a remarkable affinity for prostate tissue specifically. Studies have shown that lycopene concentrates in the prostate gland at higher levels than virtually any other tissue in the body. This tissue specific concentration suggests that the prostate has an unusual biological need for lycopene, and research confirms that low lycopene levels are consistently associated with prostate enlargement and increased inflammatory markers. A systematic review published in the journal Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention analyzed data from multiple studies involving tens of thousands of men and found that higher lycopene intake was significantly associated with reduced risk of prostate pathology and lower levels of inflammatory markers in prostate tissue. More specifically, for men dealing with BPH symptoms, a clinical trial published in Urology International found that lycopene supplementation reduced prostate volume measurements and significantly improved lower urinary tract symptom scores after just several weeks of consistent use. The men in the study reported better urinary flow, less nighttime urination, and substantially improved quality of life. But here's something critically important that most people don't realize. When you juice or blend watermelon, particularly when you include the white rind, you get an additional powerful compound called citrulline. Citrulline is converted by your body into arginine, which in turn promotes the production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator, meaning it relaxes and widens blood vessels. Improved circulation to the pelvic region means better blood flow to the prostate gland itself, which supports tissue health, reduces congestion, and can meaningfully improve urinary function by relaxing the smooth muscle tissue around the urethra. Now I want to ask you something. Do you know your current lycopene intake? Most men eating a standard Western diet are significantly deficient in this critical prostate protective compound. Tell me in the comments if this is something you've thought about before, or if you're going to start paying more attention to lycopene in your diet after watching this video. To prepare this juice optimally, blend 2 to 3 cups of fresh watermelon flesh, including as much of the white rind as you find palatable, with a small squeeze of fresh lemon juice, which enhances the bioavailability of lycopene through a mild acidic reaction. Drink this juice fresh immediately after preparation, as lycopene begins to degrade with prolonged exposure to light and oxygen. Aim for 1 large glass daily, ideally in the early afternoon. Research suggests that consuming lycopene alongside a small amount of healthy fat, such as a handful of almonds or a quarter of an avocado, can increase lycopene absorption by up to 4 times compared to consuming it alone, because lycopene is a fat-soluble compound that requires dietary fat for optimal intestinal absorption. Juice number 3 is a specific combination of green apple, celery, and ginger juice. And this is the one with the most impressive measurable evidence when it comes to rapid, clinically documented improvements in prostate inflammation markers. I want to explain why this particular combination is so powerful by breaking down what each component contributes. Celery contains a flavonoid compound called apigenin. Apigenin has been studied extensively in the context of prostate health and has shown a remarkable ability to inhibit an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase. This enzyme converts testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, commonly known as DHT. DHT is the primary hormonal driver of prostate enlargement. It binds to androgen receptors in prostate tissue and stimulates cell proliferation, which is the fundamental mechanism behind benign prostatic hyperplasia. Many pharmaceutical drugs prescribed for BPH, including finasteride, work by blocking this exact same 5-alpha reductase enzyme. Apigenin from celery accomplishes a similar inhibitory effect through a natural mechanism, without the side effects commonly associated with pharmaceutical 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, which can include sexual dysfunction and mood disturbances. A study published in the FASEB journal demonstrated that apigenin significantly reduced prostate cell proliferation and modulated the hormonal signaling pathways directly responsible for prostate tissue overgrowth. Green apple contributes quercetin, another powerful flavonoid with well-documented anti-inflammatory properties. A clinical study published in the journal Phytotherapy Research found that quercetin supplementation significantly reduced inflammatory biomarkers, including interleukin-6 and C-reactive protein, in men with chronic prostate inflammation. Men in the quercetin group reported meaningful reductions in urinary urgency and pelvic discomfort within 4 to 6 weeks of consistent supplementation. Fresh ginger rounds out this combination with gingerols and shoggols, bioactive compounds with some of the most well-documented anti-inflammatory properties in nutritional medicine. A meta-analysis published in Osteoarthritis and Cartilage, which analyzed ginger's anti-inflammatory effects across multiple tissue types, confirmed that ginger's active compounds effectively suppress the COX2 inflammatory pathway, the same pathway targeted by many anti-inflammatory medications, making it a genuinely powerful natural anti-inflammatory agent relevant to chronic prostate inflammation. Now, here is a crucial question I want you to consider. Are you currently taking any pharmaceutical medications for prostate symptoms? If so, please consult with your physician before significantly increasing your intake of these compounds, particularly the celery-based apigenin, as it may interact with certain medications. Tell me in the comments whether you are managing prostate symptoms with medication, with natural approaches, or with a combination of both. To prepare this juice, use a cold-pressed juicer if available, as this method preserves the maximum concentration of heat-sensitive bioactive compounds. Combine 2 stalks of organic celery, 1 large green apple with skin on, and approximately 1 inch of fresh ginger root. Drink immediately or store in an airtight glass container for a maximum of 24 hours. Consume this juice in the evening, approximately 1 hour before your largest meal of the day. The combination of fasting state and the subsequent digestive activity appears to optimize absorption of the active flavonoid compounds. Now that you know the 3 most powerful anti-inflammatory juices for prostate health, I want to give you several crucial strategic guidelines to maximize your results over the next 14 days. First, rotation is your best strategy. Rather than drinking all 3 juices every single day, which can be time-consuming and expensive, I recommend rotating them across your week. Pomegranate juice in the morning on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, watermelon juice in the afternoon on Tuesday and Thursday, the celery apple ginger combination in the evening on any 2 days per week. This rotation approach exposes your prostate tissue to a diverse range of complementary anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds while remaining practically sustainable long-term. Second, hydration amplifies every single benefit I described today. Chronic mild dehydration concentrates irritants in urine, increases urinary tract inflammation, and worsens virtually every urinary symptom associated with an enlarged or inflamed prostate. Aim for a minimum of 8 glasses of pure water daily in addition to your juices. Third, timing your largest fluid intake in the morning and early afternoon rather than evening can meaningfully reduce nighttime urination frequency while these juices are doing their anti-inflammatory work. This is a practical behavioral strategy that many of my patients find delivers noticeable quality of life improvements within the first few days. Fourth, these juices are powerful, but they are not a substitute for medical evaluation. If you are experiencing significant urinary symptoms, please schedule an appointment with a urologist and request a comprehensive prostate evaluation, including a PSA blood test and a digital rectal examination. Early detection of any serious prostate condition is critically important, and these juices work best as part of a comprehensive health strategy that includes appropriate medical supervision. Fifth, what you eliminate matters as much as what you add. Alcohol, particularly beer and spirits, is significantly pro-inflammatory for prostate tissue and can directly worsen BPH symptoms. Processed meats, refined carbohydrates, and vegetable seed oils high in omega-6 fatty acids all promote the systemic inflammation that drives prostate enlargement. Before you add these powerful juices to your routine, seriously consider reducing or eliminating these dietary saboteurs. Before I finish, I want to address 2 additional factors that may be undermining your prostate health, even if you do everything else correctly. The first is chronic psychological stress. Elevated cortisol levels from prolonged stress directly promote systemic inflammation and can impair the immune modulation that keeps prostate inflammation under control. Stress management is not optional for prostate health. It is essential. The second is physical inactivity. A sedentary lifestyle promotes pelvic congestion, reduces nitric oxide production, and is consistently associated with worse prostate health outcomes in epidemiological studies. Even 30 minutes of moderate walking daily has been shown to measurably improve lower urinary tract symptoms over time. Now, I want to ask you one final very important question. Which of these 3 juices do you think is going to be easiest for you to incorporate into your daily routine starting tomorrow? Is it the pomegranate juice because you already enjoy the flavor? Is it the watermelon juice because it sounds refreshing and straightforward to prepare? Or is it the celery, apple, and ginger combination because you're drawn to its specific hormonal mechanism? Write your answer in the comments right now. I genuinely love knowing what resonates most with the men in this community. I also want to know which country you're watching from. Whether you're in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, South Africa, India, the Philippines, Jamaica, Nigeria, or anywhere else in the English-speaking world, It brings me real joy to connect with men from so many different places who share the same goal of protecting and improving their prostate health. And one more thing, what other prostate health topics would you like me to cover in future videos? Would you like me to talk about specific minerals like zinc and selenium that are critical for prostate function? About foods you should absolutely avoid if you have BPH? About specific exercises proven to reduce prostate symptoms? About the relationship between sleep quality and prostate health? Your feedback is incredibly valuable because it helps me create exactly the content you need most. If this video was useful, please share it with a father, brother, uncle, or friend who is struggling with prostate symptoms. It could be exactly the information that changes his quality of life. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you never miss a new video. I'm Dr. William Kobayashi, and I'll see you in the next video. Take good care of yourself and your prostate.